The day you stop making excuses, your life changes forever. Ladies and gentlemen, listen carefully. This message could become the turning point of your entire life. Not because of the words you're about to hear, but because of the decision you're about to make. Every single day, millions of people wake up with dreams. Dreams of success, dreams of freedom, dreams of financial independence, dreams of becoming someone they can finally be proud of. But by the end of the day, most of those dreams disappear. Not because they weren't smart enough, not because they weren't talented enough, not because they lacked opportunity. They disappear because excuses won. Excuses are silent thieves. They don't kick down your door. They don't announce their arrival. They whisper, "You can start tomorrow. You're too tired. You don't have enough money. You don't have enough time. You'll never be good enough." And little by little, those whispers become your reality. But today, everything changes. Today, you stop negotiating with your excuses. Today, you stop asking life for permission. Today, you stop waiting for the perfect moment, because the perfect moment never comes. Champions aren't created when life is easy. They are created when life is unfair. When the world says no, when fear says quit, when failure says give up. And yet they keep moving. Right now, somewhere in the world, someone with fewer resources than you, less money than you, less education than you, less talent than you, is working harder than you. And because of that, they're getting closer to the life you've been dreaming about. Let that sink in. Your future doesn't care about your excuses. Your future responds only to your actions. The life you want, the body you want, the career you want, the freedom you want, everything begins with one decision, a decision to stop making excuses. So for the next few hours, forget your past. Forget your failures. Forget every voice that ever told you you couldn't. Because today, you are not the person you were yesterday. Today, you begin becoming the person you were born to be. Take a deep breath. Open your mind. Open your heart. And get ready, because your transformation starts now.
Part 1. The Hidden Cost of Excuses. Every great life begins with one uncomfortable truth. You are exactly where your daily choices have brought you. That may sound harsh, but it's also the most empowering truth you'll ever hear. Because if your choices created your current life, your choices can also create a better one. The biggest obstacle standing between you and your dreams isn't your past. It isn't your age. It isn't your education. It isn't your background. It's the story you keep telling yourself. I'll start on Monday. I need more motivation. I don't have enough time. I'll do it when life gets easier. These aren't reasons. They're excuses wearing the mask of logic. Excuses feel comfortable because they protect your ego. They give you someone else to blame. The economy, your parents, your boss, your friends, bad luck. But every excuse comes with a price you pay every single day. Every excuse steals a little more of your confidence. Every excuse weakens your discipline. Every excuse pushes your dreams one step farther away. Think about the person you want to become. Now ask yourself, what is that person doing today that you're avoiding? Because that's where your future is hiding. Success is rarely about doing extraordinary things. It's about doing ordinary things with extraordinary consistency. Wake up when you said you would. Keep the promise you made to yourself. Finish what you started. Repeat day after day. Most people are waiting to feel motivated. Winners don't wait. They act first, then motivation catches up. Discipline always beats motivation. Motivation is a visitor. Discipline is a permanent resident. There will be mornings when you don't feel like getting out of bed. Do it anyway. There will be days when you don't feel confident. Take action anyway. There will be moments when fear tells you to stop. Move forward anyway. Because courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is choosing to move despite fear. Remember this, your habits are voting for the person you're becoming. Every workout is a vote. Every book you read is a vote. Every healthy meal is a vote. Every hour you spend learning instead of complaining is a vote. The question is, who are you voting to become? A stronger person or the same person you've always been? Your future is being built right now, not in one dramatic moment, but in thousands of small decisions that nobody else will ever see. One day, people will call you lucky. They'll never see the mornings you refuse to quit. They'll never see the sacrifices. They'll never see the lonely hours of hard work. They'll only see the result. And that's okay, because you won't be working for applause. You'll be working for freedom. Starting today, make yourself one promise. No more excuses, only action. No matter how small the step, move forward every single day. Because one day, you'll look back and realize the day you stopped making excuses was the day your entire life changed forever.
Part 2. Discipline, the superpower that changes everything. There is one quality that separates ordinary people from extraordinary people. It isn't talent. It isn't intelligence. It isn't luck. It's discipline. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. The truth is, feelings are temporary, but the results of disciplined actions can last a lifetime. Every successful person has faced moments when quitting seemed easier. The difference is, they didn't let their emotions make their decisions. They let their purpose lead the way. Imagine two people waking up at 5 in the morning. One hits the snooze button. The other gets out of bed. That single decision may seem small, but repeated over weeks, months, and years, it creates two completely different lives. Small choices become powerful habits. Powerful habits create powerful character, and powerful character builds an unstoppable future. Discipline isn't punishment, it's self-respect. It's keeping the promises you make to yourself. Because every time you break a promise to yourself, your confidence becomes weaker. But every time you keep one, your confidence grows stronger. Confidence isn't something you're born with, it's something you earn. You earn it by showing up, again and again and again. Don't wait until you feel ready. Nobody ever feels completely ready. Start anyway. Learn while moving. Grow while struggling. Improve while failing. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. Every champion was once unknown. Every success story started with someone who refused to quit. Your competition isn't the person next to you. Your greatest competition is the version of yourself from yesterday. Become 1% better today, then do it again tomorrow. Those tiny improvements may seem invisible, but over time, they become impossible to ignore. There will be distractions, social media, negative opinions, comfort, excuses. They will all compete for your attention. Protect your focus, because where your attention goes, your life follows. The world rewards people who finish what they start,
not those who only talk about their dreams. Today, choose discipline over comfort. Choose action over excuses. Choose growth over fear. And one day, when people ask you the secret to your success, you won't say it happened overnight. You'll smile because you'll know the truth. Your success was built one disciplined day at a time.
Part 3. The battle inside your mind. The greatest battle you will ever fight won't happen in a stadium. It won't happen in a boardroom. It won't happen on a battlefield. It will happen inside your own mind. Every single day, two voices compete for control. One voice whispers, "You're not good enough. What if you fail? What if people laugh at you? Why even try?" The other voice says, "Keep going. Learn, grow, fight." The question is not which voice exists. The question is, which voice will you choose to believe? Your mind is like a garden. If you don't plant confidence, fear will grow. If you don't plant discipline, laziness will grow. If you don't plant purpose, distraction will take over. Success doesn't begin with changing your circumstances. It begins with changing your thoughts. Because every action starts as a belief. If you believe you're weak, you'll avoid challenges. If you believe you're capable, you'll create opportunities. Never underestimate the power of the words you repeat to yourself. Your inner dialogue becomes your identity. Stop saying, "I can't." Start saying, "I'll find a way." Stop saying, "I'm not ready." Start saying, "I'll become ready." Stop saying, "It's impossible." Start saying, "It's difficult, but not impossible." Every challenge is training. Every setback is education. Every failure is feedback. Nothing is wasted if you're willing to learn. The strongest people are not those who never feel fear. They're the people who refuse to let fear make their decisions. Courage isn't loud. Sometimes courage is simply getting up one more time, trying one more time, believing one more time. Your past mistakes do not define your future. Your current decision does. So decide today to protect your mind. Feed it with knowledge. Surround it with positive voices. Guard it from negativity. And remind yourself every morning, "I am becoming stronger. I am becoming wiser. I am becoming unstoppable." Because one day, the same mind that once doubted you will become the reason you succeed. Win the battle inside your mind, and you'll discover something incredible. The world becomes much easier to conquer. Because when your mind refuses to surrender, nothing outside of you can truly defeat you. Part 4. Embrace the pain. Become unstoppable. There is a truth that most people spend their entire lives trying to avoid. Growth is painful. Change is painful. Discipline is painful. But there is something far more painful than all of them. A life filled with regret. Years from now, you won't regret the early mornings. You won't regret the hard work. You won't regret the sacrifices. You'll regret the chances you never took, the dreams you abandoned, the person you could have become. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your teacher. Every challenge carries a lesson. Every setback builds resilience. Every failure develops wisdom. The strongest steel is forged in the hottest fire, and the strongest people are shaped by the hardest seasons. Stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" Start asking, "What is this trying to teach me?" That one question can change your entire life. Every obstacle is preparing you for a greater responsibility. Every disappointment is building emotional strength. Every difficult day is training your character. Remember this: comfort never creates greatness. Comfort creates average. When you choose comfort over growth, you slowly give away your potential. But when you choose growth over comfort, you discover abilities you never knew you had. The road to success is rarely smooth. There will be days when you feel exhausted, days when progress seems invisible, days when quitting feels easier than continuing. Those are the days that matter most, because anyone can work when they feel inspired. Champions work when inspiration is nowhere to be found. When nobody's watching, keep working. When nobody believes in you, keep believing. When nobody applauds your effort, keep showing up. Success isn't built in front of crowds. It's built in the quiet moments when you choose discipline over excuses. Never compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Everyone has a different journey, different struggles, different timing. Your only mission is to become a better version of yourself than you were yesterday. Every scar tells a story. Every failure teaches a lesson. Every victory begins with a decision to keep moving. One step, 1 hour, 1 day at a time. And one morning, you'll wake up and realize the pain that once tried to break you became the very reason you grew stronger. So don't run from discomfort, walk straight through it, because on the other side of pain, you will meet a version of yourself that is wiser, stronger, fearless, disciplined, and absolutely unstoppable. Your future is not waiting for a perfect person. It is waiting for a person who refuses to quit. Be that person, starting today. Part 5. Your future is created by what you do today. Take a moment and imagine your life 5 years from now. Where are you? Who have you become? How do you wake up each morning? What kind of people surround you? What kind of impact are you making on the world? Now ask yourself one question. Is the person you're becoming today capable of creating that future? Because your future is not an accident. It is a reflection of your daily habits. Every decision you make today is writing the story you'll live tomorrow. Most people spend more time planning a vacation than planning the life they truly want. They drift through the years, hoping things will somehow get better. But hope without action changes nothing. Dreams without discipline remain dreams. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You rise to the level of your daily standards. Raise your standards. Raise your expectations. Raise the way you speak to yourself. Raise the way you spend your time. Every sunrise gives you a new opportunity, a new page, a new beginning. The past cannot be rewritten, but today you hold the pen. Write a story your future self will be proud to read. Stop waiting for life to become easier. Become stronger. Stop waiting for the perfect opportunity. Create it. Stop waiting for someone to believe in you. Believe in yourself first. The world often follows those who believe in themselves before anyone else does. Remember, success doesn't arrive overnight. It arrives quietly. One disciplined morning, one focused afternoon, one determined evening at a time. The little things matter. The extra page you read, the extra mile you run, the extra hour you spend learning, the extra effort you give when everyone else has already stopped. Those small actions become extraordinary results. One day, people will call you successful. They'll admire your confidence. They'll celebrate your achievements, but they won't see the thousands of invisible choices that built your success. You'll know the truth. Your future wasn't built in one moment. It was built every single day when you chose progress over comfort, discipline over excuses, purpose over distraction. So when you wake up tomorrow, don't ask, "What do I feel like doing?" Ask, "What does my future require from me today?" Then do it. Without hesitation, without excuses, without fear. Because the life you've always dreamed of isn't waiting for luck. It's waiting for your next decision. Make that decision today, and let every action from this moment forward become another brick in the foundation of the extraordinary life you were born to build.
Part 6. The Power of Self-Belief. There will come a moment in your life when nobody believes in you. Not your friends, not your family, not your coworkers, not even the people closest to your heart. And sometimes, the hardest truth of all, you won't believe in yourself either. That moment will define your future. Because greatness has never depended on public approval. It has always depended on private conviction. Every great dream begins in silence. Before the applause, there are lonely mornings. Before the recognition, there are invisible sacrifices. Before the victory, there are countless failures. The world sees the success, but it never sees the years of preparation. That's why you must believe in yourself. Long before the world believes in you. Self-belief isn't pretending you're perfect. It's knowing that even with your flaws, you are capable of becoming extraordinary. Stop measuring yourself against other people. Someone will always be richer. Someone will always be stronger. Someone will always be faster. But nobody can become the best version of you except you. Your journey is unique. Your purpose is unique. Your story is unique. So stop comparing. Start building. Every time you learn a new skill, you become stronger. Every time you overcome fear, you become wiser. Every time you refuse to quit, you become more powerful. Never let one bad day convince you that you have a bad life. Bad days pass. Strong people keep moving. Remember, mountains are climbed, one step at a time. Books are written, one page at a time. Businesses are built, one customer at a time.
Great lives are created, one disciplined day at a time. Believe in small progress. Small progress becomes massive transformation. 1 year from now, you could be living a completely different life. Not because of luck, not because someone rescued you, but because you made one decision: to believe in yourself, even when it was difficult, even when it was lonely, even when nobody was watching. Your future self is counting on the decisions you make today. Don't disappoint that person. Stand taller. Think bigger. Dream without limits. Work without excuses. And remind yourself every morning, I may not be where I want to be, but I am stronger than I was yesterday. I am wiser than I was yesterday. And I refuse to stop. Because the moment you truly believe in yourself, you stop asking the world for permission. You stop fearing rejection. You stop doubting your potential. You become focused. You become fearless. You become unstoppable. And that is where your greatest chapter begins.
Part 7. The Price of Greatness. Your greatest chapter begins the moment you accept one simple truth. Greatness has a price, and that price must be paid in advance. Everyone wants success, but very few people are willing to pay what success demands. They want the trophy without the training. They want the reward without the responsibility. They want the destination without embracing the journey. But life doesn't reward wishes. Life rewards commitment. Every meaningful achievement requires sacrifice. You may have to sacrifice comfort. You may have to sacrifice sleep. You may even have to sacrifice temporary pleasure for a permanent purpose. You may even have to walk away from people who are comfortable, watching you stay the same. That isn't selfish. That's growth. Because growth demands separation, not from the people who love you, but from the habits, the mindset, and the excuses that have been holding you back. Every new level of your life requires a new version of you. The person you are today cannot keep thinking like the person you were yesterday. If you want a stronger future, you must build a stronger mind. If you want bigger opportunities, you must become a bigger person. Because success always grows the person first, before it grows the results. Stop asking, why is this so hard? Start asking, what is this challenge teaching me? Every obstacle is developing a strength you don't yet realize you'll need. Pressure creates diamonds. Fire forges steel. And hardship builds unbreakable people. The easy road creates weak character. The difficult road creates extraordinary leaders. So don't fear the struggle. Respect it. Embrace it. Because the struggle is introducing you to the strongest version of yourself. One day, people will admire your confidence. They won't see the years you spent battling self-doubt. They'll admire your success. They won't see the countless nights when giving up seemed easier. They'll celebrate your victory, but they will never fully understand the price you paid to earn it. And that's perfectly okay, because you're not building your life for applause. You're building it for freedom, for purpose, for the family you'll one day inspire, for the dreams that refuse to die inside you. Remember this: every sacrifice you make today is an investment in the person you'll become tomorrow. Nothing meaningful is ever wasted. Every disciplined morning, every difficult decision, every extra hour of learning, every moment you choose growth over comfort is shaping your destiny. So raise your standards, guard your time, protect your focus, refuse to settle for a life that is smaller than the one you were created to live. Because greatness has always belonged to those who were willing to pay the price. And today, you make that decision. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Because your future is waiting for the person you're choosing to become. Part 8. The Mindset of Champions. Every champion was once unknown. Every leader was once overlooked. Every legend was once a beginner who refused to quit. The difference between ordinary people and extraordinary people isn't talent. It isn't intelligence. It's not luck. It's mindset. Champions think differently. When they fail, they don't ask, "Why is this happening to me?" They ask, "What is this teaching me?" When life becomes difficult, they don't search for excuses. They search for solutions. Because winners understand that every problem carries the seed of a greater opportunity. Your mind is the most powerful weapon you will ever possess. If you feed it with fear, it will create limitations. If you feed it with doubt, it will create hesitation. But if you feed it with courage, discipline, and belief, it will build a life beyond your imagination. Guard your thoughts, because your thoughts become your words. Your words become your actions become your habits become your character, and your character becomes your destiny. Never underestimate the conversations you have with yourself. If you wake up every morning saying, "I can't," your mind will find proof. If you wake up saying, "I will find a way," your mind will begin searching for possibilities. The strongest people don't always have the easiest lives. They simply refuse to let difficult circumstances control their thinking. Your environment may influence you, but it does not define you. Your past may have shaped you, but it does not decide your future. From this moment forward, take responsibility for the voice inside your head. Replace doubt with determination. Replace fear with faith. Replace excuses with execution. Because the life you desire will always begin inside your mind, long before it appears in your reality. Remember, champions are not created the day they win. They are created on the days they choose not to quit. So think bigger, stand stronger, expect more from yourself. Because your mind can either become your greatest prison or your greatest power. The choice has always been yours. And today, you choose to think like a champion. Part 9. The Strength to Never Quit. There will be days when nothing goes your way. The alarm will ring and you'll feel exhausted. The work will become harder. The results will seem invisible. And a quiet voice inside your mind will whisper, maybe it's time to stop. Listen carefully. That voice is not your destiny. It's your comfort zone begging you to stay the same. Don't listen to it, because the moment you feel like quitting is often the moment you're closest to a breakthrough. Success is never reserved for the fastest. It belongs to those who refuse to stop. The strongest people are not those who never fall. They are the ones who always rise again. Fall once, get back up. Fall twice, get back up. Fall 100 times, rise 101. Because every comeback makes you stronger than every setback. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of success. Every mistake teaches you something. Every rejection redirects you. Every disappointment builds resilience. Every challenge expands your character. So never ask, how many times have I failed? Ask instead, how much have I learned? The people who change the world are not the people who had perfect lives. They are the people who refused to let imperfect circumstances destroy perfect dreams. Remember, storms do not last forever. Pain does not last forever. Failure does not last forever. But the person you become by fighting through them will stay with you for the rest of your life. Keep showing up, even when nobody notices. Keep improving, even when nobody applauds. Keep believing, even when nobody understands. Because real growth happens in silence. The roots of the strongest tree grow underground long before anyone sees its height. Your progress may be invisible today, but invisible progress is still progress. Trust the process. Trust the struggle. Trust yourself. One day, you'll wake up and realize the person who wanted to quit no longer exists, because that person was replaced by someone stronger, someone wiser, someone disciplined, someone unstoppable. So make yourself one promise. No matter how difficult life becomes, no matter how many obstacles appear, no matter how many times you fall, you will never, ever quit. Because your dream deserves your persistence. Your future deserves your courage. And the world is still waiting to meet the person you are becoming.
Part 10. The legacy you leave behind. One day, your journey will come to an end. Not today, not tomorrow, but one day. The question will no longer be, how much money did you make? Or how many people knew your name? The real question will be, did you become the person you were created to become? Because in the end, people won't remember every word you spoke. They won't remember every achievement you collected. They will remember how they made you feel, how you inspired them, how you lifted them when they were ready to give up. Your life is writing a story. Every decision, every habit, every sacrifice, every act of courage is another sentence in that story. So ask yourself, if someone read the story of your life, would they find a victim
or a warrior? Would they find a dreamer who never acted, or a leader who refused to surrender? The legacy you leave is not built in one extraordinary moment. It is built in ordinary moments repeated with extraordinary character. Every promise you keep to yourself strengthens your legacy. Every obstacle you overcome strengthens your legacy. Every person you encourage strengthens your legacy. Never underestimate the impact of one disciplined life. One courageous decision can inspire generations. One act of kindness can change someone's future. One person who refuses to quit can remind thousands that hope is still alive. You have no idea who's watching you. A child may be learning courage from your example. A friend may find strength because you refuse to give up. A stranger may discover hope simply by seeing your determination. That's why you must never stop growing. Not only for yourself, but for everyone whose life will one day be touched by yours. Live with integrity. Speak with purpose. Work with excellence. Lead with humility. And when life tests you, respond with courage. Because character is revealed when nobody's watching. One day, you'll look back, not with regret, but with gratitude. Gratitude that you chose discipline over comfort, purpose over fear, action over excuses. And when that day comes, you'll know that your life was never ordinary. It became a light for others to follow. And that is a legacy that never dies.
Part 11. The moment everything changes. There comes a moment in every extraordinary life when everything changes. Not because the world changes, not because circumstances suddenly become easier, but because the person inside changes. Transformation is never an event. It is a decision made over and over again, every single day. Every morning, you have two choices: return to the person you used to be, or step forward into the person you were born to become. The choice will always be yours. No one can make it for you. Not your parents, not your friends, not your mentor, not society. Only you. The mirror never lies. The person looking back at you is both your greatest challenge and your greatest opportunity. Stop waiting for life to choose you. Choose yourself. Stop asking if I can. Start declaring I will. Because confidence isn't something you find, it's something you build. One courageous action at a time. One disciplined habit at a time. One promise kept to yourself at a time. Every sunrise is another opportunity, another chance to become stronger, another chance to think bigger, another chance to prove that yesterday does not define today. Never allow a temporary setback to create a permanent excuse. You have survived every difficult chapter that once convinced you you wouldn't make it. Yet here you are, still standing, still breathing, still capable of creating an incredible future. That is your proof.
You are stronger than you think, wiser than you realize, more capable than you've allowed yourself to believe. The world doesn't need another person who settles for average. It needs people who lead with courage, who work with discipline, who inspire through action, who refuse to surrender when life becomes difficult. Become that person. Not someday, today. Not when everything is perfect, now. Because perfection has never been the requirement. Commitment has. Remember this. Every great achievement was once an impossible dream in someone's mind. The only reason it became reality was because someone refused to stop believing. Now, that someone is you. So walk forward with courage. Stand taller than your fears. Work harder than your excuses. Dream bigger than your limitations. And promise yourself that no matter what life places in your path, you will keep moving. Because the greatest version of yourself is no longer some distant possibility. It is becoming your reality. And the next chapter will be the one that changes everything.
Part 12. The day your life changes forever. This is it. The moment you've been preparing for. Not because this speech will change your life, but because the decision you make after this moment will. Information doesn't change people. Action does. Knowledge without execution is only potential, but action turns potential into reality. So don't close this chapter feeling inspired. Close this chapter feeling committed. Because inspiration fades, commitment remains. Years from now, you won't remember every word you've heard today, but you'll remember the promise you made to yourself. The promise to stop making excuses, to stop waiting, to stop doubting, to stop living below your potential. From this day forward, you become responsible for the life you create. No more blaming, no more complaining, no more saying, "I'll start tomorrow." Tomorrow has stolen enough of your dreams. Today is all you have. Use it, protect it, respect it. Every sunrise is another opportunity. Every hour is another investment. Every decision is another step toward the future you're building. Remember, you don't need to be perfect. You only need to keep moving. Small steps become long journeys. Small improvements become extraordinary success. Small acts of discipline become a powerful character. Never underestimate the power of refusing to quit, because one decision can change a day. One day can change a year. 1 year can change a life, and 1 life can change the world. Imagine yourself 5 years from now, standing taller, thinking bigger, living with confidence, looking back at the person you used to be, smiling because you never gave up, smiling because you chose courage instead of comfort, smiling because you kept going when quitting would have been easier. That future isn't impossible. It is waiting for today's decision. So make it count. Stand up, take ownership, raise your standards, protect your dreams, master your mind, discipline your habits, honor your word, and never, ever allow excuses to steal another day from your life. Because the greatest investment you will ever make is the investment in yourself. And when people ask, "What changed your life?" you'll smile and quietly say, "Everything changed the day I stopped making excuses."
Your new life doesn't begin tomorrow. It begins right now.
Powerful closing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've stayed with me until this moment, then something inside you has already begun to change. Not because of this message, but because a part of you is ready for more, ready to rise, ready to fight, ready to become the person you were always meant to be. When this video ends, the real journey begins. The world outside will still be the same. There will still be problems. There will still be obstacles. There will still be people who doubt you. There will still be days when you feel tired, days when you feel afraid, days when you question yourself. But remember, you are no longer the person who started listening to this message. You now understand that excuses build ordinary lives. Action builds extraordinary ones. Every morning, you have a choice. Choose discipline over comfort. Choose courage over fear. Choose progress over perfection. Choose action over excuses. Again and again and again, until the life you once dreamed about becomes the life you actually live. Never forget, the greatest competition was never with another person. It was always with the person you were yesterday. Be better today, stronger today, wiser today, kinder today, more disciplined today. That's how champions are built, not in one giant leap, but through thousands of small victories no one else sees. And one day, the impossible will become your reality. The dreams will become your memories. The struggle will become your strength. The pain will become your wisdom. And your story will become someone else's inspiration. So from this moment forward, walk with purpose, speak with confidence, work with excellence, live with integrity, and never, never, never allow fear to make decisions that belong to your courage. Look in the mirror every single morning and remind yourself, I am responsible for the life I create. I will not wait. I will not complain. I will not make excuses. I will rise. I will grow. I will lead. And I will never give up. Because your future is watching you. Your family is believing in you. Your dreams are depending on you. And the best version of yourself is waiting on the other side of one decision, one commitment, one action, starting today, starting now. This is your moment. This is your time. Go out there, face the world with courage in your heart, fire in your soul, and purpose in every step. The day you stop making excuses is the day your life changes forever. Thank you. Now go and write the story that only you can write. Your future begins right now.